to order. And I guess now that I've done that, normally somebody else says something, but I recognize we have a quorum. Commissioner Simmons, Commissioner Kraus. So first item is to approve minutes from January 16th. Do we have a motion to do that?
Motion.
I'll second it, but I have a couple of corrections, and that's just the misspelling of my name throughout the document.
Okay, so.
With corrections.
We have a motion. Well, yeah, whoever typed that up, goodness, please correct the spelling. We have a motion, and your motion includes.
To approve the minutes with the
yeah.
corrections
We have a
of
second.
Commissioner Simmons'
All
name.
right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, the minutes pass. Financials. Ms. Buchanan.
Ready. Can y'all hear me? All right. So item A and B are the quarterly financials through through March that we're receiving and filing with the board.
All right, I'll move to receive and file the quarter two financials and the quarter two investment report.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All
Aye.
opposed? All right, passes unanimously. Item C, discussion of possible action related to Tarrant County Housing Finance Corporation investment account.
Item C is a recommendation to change the methodology for how we invest the funds. Currently, we are using CDs at the various locations in the precincts, and to provide us a little more flexibility, we're recommending that we use a process similar to what we use for the county, where we look at all investments available as they come up. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
I will move to approve that.
Second.
Any discussion?
What prompted the change?
The change really relates to the fact that it is cumbersome. We don't have online access with all these various banks, so it requires somebody to go to the bank, and sometimes it requires one of you individuals, and y'all aren't always available, so we either, and I'll give you an example. This past quarter, we just wanted to roll it over, and we couldn't roll it over because all the officers hadn't been updated yet. And so, or change the level of the investment, so we just had to leave it there. So this will allow us the flexibility to use the tax pool, which earns typically more. And then also there's another product that we'll talk about in a minute that will allow us to earn even a little bit more. So that's the biggest reason.
So the county was doing it, but the HFC
Right,
was not.
yeah,
Interesting.
I'm not sure all the history behind it, other than they just wanted to support their individual communities.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we have a motion and a second on that item. Any other questions? All right, what have I been doing? Saying aye? Is that what?
Yes.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. Next item is consideration to approve the release of and substitution of depository collateral with J.P. Morgan Chase. Do we have a motion there?
Move approval.
All right, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, passes unanimously. Next is consideration of authorizing HFC's participation in the tax pool prime and designating authorized representatives. That is basically what 3C was. Yeah.
Part of that, yes. And this is a different type of account. We currently use tax pool for the government funds.
Right.
This is a different fund that has commercial paper, which
Gotcha.
earns a little bit higher rate.
Okay, all right, I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just a question, designating authorized representatives. So the representatives are from tax pool?
No, the representatives would be on the board.
Oh,
that
up here.
allow us to make the transactions.
Gotcha. Who are they?
Let me look. It would be myself.
Is this the investment committee?
Yes, you are one, and then also.
It's me, you, and Chandler, isn't it?
Well, yeah, we're on the committee, and then.
That's the county one.
Right,
Okay.
but also for this one as
Gotcha.
well. It's myself, I believe you, and Mr. Ramirez, and Daniel Orth, who works in my office so that he can, make the transactions happen.
Thank you.
All right, so motion and a second on this item. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. All right, that passes unanimously. Item 6, consideration of authorizing HFC to change banking product to Chase Connect to allow online access. You want to tell us what that is exactly?
Yes, currently the bank account set up, we have to wait for snail mail and get the bank statement. And so this product will allow us to conduct transactions online, view balances, actually make disbursements online. Right now, we just have to wait for the paper to come, and we write checks, and I have to find one of you guys to sign the check, so.
And what does this cost?
It'll be $3,600 annually. Currently, we're earning interest on there that offsets that.
And how many checks do we write on this?
Very few, very few. I can't tell you off the top of my head, but you signed the coffee one the other day.
Yeah, like I feel like I never signed any checks for this.
Yeah, it just
Like, is it like
recently, it's
one
very
this year?
rare. Yeah,
It just recently started.
yeah.
Okay, so my question would be then, we are paying $3,600 to avoid writing 10 or less paper checks a year? Is that what we're doing?
No, it will allow us access to the bank account online so that we can see what the balances are. We can make transactions, wire transactions online if need be,
How often do we wire anything?
very rarely.
Okay, and do we not, are you telling me there's no way for us to look online at the money at the moment unless we give them $3,600?
That is correct, sir.
I've never heard of that in my lifetime.
It's because the organization is set up separately. It's not actually part of the county since it's a separate corporation. It's set up as a business account versus, and that's what's available right now.
Have we gone to, isn't Chase our
Yes.
county bank? Have we
Yes.
gone to Chase to say?
This is their product.
Yeah, no. Have we gone to them to say, you make tons of money off of us
We
annually?
have,
We want to
sir,
be able
but
to
we
go
can
online.
revisit it
Well, hey,
with
I'm
them.
not quite done.
Yeah, okay.
Have we gone to them and specifically asked them, can we get in and look at our accounts online without having to pay you $3,600 a year? That specific question.
When we approached them, this is the product to prepare it, they provided us, but have we asked them, can you give it to us for credits? No, we haven't asked that question.
All right. Do we have a motion on this? My thought would be, why don't we go ask them before we go give them $3,600 for something that seems like we hardly would need to use? But-
Be happy to.
But does anybody else have a
Well-
different view?
No, I have the same view. It's 2025, so we can't access this
Yeah.
account. Okay.
Okay, all right, so I think we're taking no action on this one.
Okay.
Okay, next item, discussion and approval of requirement that a security agreement in substantially the form presented here to be executed as a condition of the participation of the, my goodness, of the corporation. And this is to look at a potential security provision section of applications is what this is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So can you just give us an overview? I mean, obviously, all of us sitting here know that we've asked for this now a couple of different times. We had brought back one time, I think there was a sentence or two added to it, but then there's been some extensive work done since. Can you just lay out that?
Absolutely. So first of all, good morning. Thanks for having me here. Jonathan Krantz from Kelly Hart, along with my co-bond counsel, Bob Dransfield from Golden Rose Fulbright. This is what we hope is the culmination of our discussions over the last many months over increasing the security parameters that would be required for a participant in a financing in which the corporation is a participant. So This security assurance agreement that's been included in your packet would be executed as part of the final closing documents of a bond issuance. It would require a variety of security measures to be enacted by a developer on a project that includes adequate lighting, cameras, adherence to a certain standard called crime prevention through environmental design, which we understand law enforcement in the area is familiar with and can certify to. It includes penalties for non-compliance. It makes it very clear that the TCHFC is not in and of itself taking any responsibility for the security, but the developer is.
Okay. All right, well, I'll make a motion to approve this.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion?
All right. Who's responsible for security again?
The developer of the project will be responsible for the security, or any subsequent operator of the project, because this will run with the land until the bonds are no longer outstanding.
Okay.
Tracy, do we know if Commissioner Ramirez has seen this?
I believe he has.
And do you know if he had any concerns, or is he pretty good with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He's kind of the expert on security and safety, so that helps.
Do you have more?
That, I'm just going through the whole thing, so we can just, shoot. Okay.
All right, if there are no more questions, we have a motion and a second. If there's no discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no.
I abstain.
Okay, we have, that's not a quorum issue, is it?
No.
Okay. Isn't that an abstain a yes vote? Gets recorded as a yes vote? I guess if you have a quorum and you have two yes,
You have 2 yeas and an
Yeah.
abstention.
well, okay.
Yeah.
Y'all know for sure? I think that's correct. Yes. okay.
Yeah.
Had to
All right.
ask, for sure.
Okay. All right, so we have 2 yes votes, 1 abstention. All right, next is discussion and consideration of all matters incident and related to approving a first supplement to indenture of trust between the Finance Corporation and BOKF, I'm sure there's a better way to say that, in connection with the Tarrant County Housing Finance Corporation multifamily tax-exempt mortgage-backed bonds. We're going to make these shorter. Gardens of Haltom City Apartments, Series 2022.
Mr. President, members of the board, Bob Dransfield, Norton Rose Fulbright, and this project is one that's related to a financing that you did in 2022. The financing was intended to be and was 100% cash collateralized, either by unexpended bond proceeds or monies that got deposited into a collateral fund. That was to take place during the construction phase, and when the construction phase concluded, the project was to move from that over to a project that was 100% financed and secured by a Fannie Mae mortgage-backed security. That has taken place. The construction has been completed. Fannie Mae has issued their mortgage-backed security that provides 100% of the principal and interest on these bonds, thereby releasing or leaving the ability to release the cash that had been built up in the collateral fund that was necessary. There wasn't really a good mechanic in the documents to release the collateral back to the developer, who was the one who put up that dollars to start with. And so this is just a mechanic, short, simple amendment to their trust indenture to allow for the money to go back to the developer that he put into the project as initially to help part of that cash collateralized consideration. So that's kind of what this is all about. Happy to answer any questions that you might have about it.
All right, any questions from the board?
Move approval.
All right, we have a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion at all? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, passes unanimously. Next up is discussion and consideration related to the submission of an application or applications for bonds to the Texas Bond Review Board and declaration of expectation to reimburse expenditure of proceeds of future debt for the Richardson Ridge project. This is a new application.
New applications, the very first step that you take in those kind of considerations This does not obligate the corporation to do anything other than you authorize them to make a filing to the Texas Bond Review Board for volume allocation if they're successful in getting that. The request is for a $39 million project. The project would be located at basically 4,000 Campus Road, but it's basically 287 and I-20. So a little bit south of here, they contemplate 288 units to be built on that particular project of new construction. And again, this is just authorizing the submission to the Texas Bond Review Board to see if they're successful in getting volume allocation reservation. If they are, then they'll be coming back for you with 1 or 2 or 3 other steps to take advantage of the financing that they intend to do. But this is just a very preliminary matter that starts the game running if they want to go proceed.
This is not an actual application to us to approve to issue bonds.
Correct.
So we're nowhere near the stage yet where they have to do the security plan.
That's correct.
Yes, okay.
All this does is, you're authorizing the application to the Texas Bond Review Board on behalf of this project. You're the ones who have to secure the reservation for the Texas Bond Review Board to go to that particular project.
And assuming that happens, all the approvals come, it eventually comes back here, there's nothing about this today that keeps them out of, like the security plan is now in place.
Correct.
Yes, okay. All right, any questions from anyone else on this item?
No.
Okay. All right, I'll move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right, that passes unanimously. Next up is discussion and consideration related to the submission of an application or applications to the Texas Bond Review Board. Basically the same thing for a different project, Evans and Rosedale Urban Village.
This is exactly the same thing conceptually. The project that they're requesting is a $31 million allocation that they would make an application to the Texas Bond Review Board for. The total project is about $62 million as they contemplated. It's located basically at I-35 in Rosedale. So it's property that's owned by several different Fort Worth-related entities right now. But they expect to go ahead and proceed with volume allocation submission. If they're successful in doing that, they would hope to try to get this project going in probably sometime late in 2026. But, Mr. President, again, this is just a very preliminary nature. They're subject to the same security agreement we just talked about. And all this does is authorize the submission to the Texas Bond Review Board for a reservation certificate if they're successful in getting that on behalf of this particular project. I certainly have to answer any questions you might have.
All right, do we have a motion or questions?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve and a second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, that passes unanimously. Now we get to discussion and consideration of all matters incident and related to authorizing an application for allocation of private activity bonds to the Texas Bond Review Board with respect to qualified single-family mortgage revenue bonds or mortgage credit certificates, including the adoption of a resolution pertaining thereto. What does all that mean?
Good morning, Tim Nelson with Hilltop Securities, financial advisor to the HFC. Both items 11 and 12 really relate to one of the things this board can do, and that you've certainly done in the past, is to obtain volume cap from the Bond Review Board to implement a single-family program. And that's something that you have done a number of times in the past.
What is that?
That is where you would sell bonds and make those proceeds available to first-time home buyers. And typically that would also include down payment assistance. So it's a way of assisting home buyers in buying their first home.
And so voting for this would do, short version would do what?
Voting for this would, first of all, continue a program that you started 2 years
Which
ago.
would do what?
It would make $45 million available for first-time home buyers in Tarrant County.
From where?
Well, under this program, rather than you guys selling the bonds yourselves, what is being done here is that you assign your volume cap to TDHCA, which is a state agency. They would then use that volume cap in their program to make those loans available in your jurisdiction.
So this is from the state?
Yes.
Okay. And if we don't approve it, people here in Tarrant County can't use it. We control all of Tarrant County being able to access this 45
They
million
would still
from
be able
this.
to get money through TDHCA. What you're doing is really making 45 million available, and you're making it available just for Tarrant County. So you're assisting in making more money available for first-time home buyers in Tarrant County.
Okay.
And if we don't make it available, will another municipality, county have the ability to use that 45 million somewhere else?
Well, if you don't go in and make application for it, then the volume cap will sit with the bond review board, and somebody else could come in and request it. So this is a pool of money that's available to any HFC to come in and ask for it, and you guys are just going in and making your application for that. But if you don't take it, somebody else.
If Tarrant County doesn't do it, then either Dallas County, Harris County,
So
Barrett County,
somebody else will-
Williamson County, someone else will get
come
that.
in and take advantage of that cap.
And then by voting for it, will we ever see these again? Meaning, somebody doing this doesn't come through here, do they?
That's correct.
Okay.
You will go
They
through.
do it all through the state.
That'll be assigned over to TDHCA. There will be reports that we would give you ongoing saying, this is what's resulted from that action that you took, back in June of '25.
I move approval.
Yeah, second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any other discussion or questions? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, passes unanimously. I guess that was 11. Now number 12.
Part and parcel.
Instead of
There-
reading the whole thing, what is the difference between 11 and 12?
The one is the volume cap authorization. Two is the issuance for TDHCA to actually issue bonds.
Okay, so the next one is to
Just
issue
assigning
bonds.
your authority to TDHCA.
So if you did one and you don't do the other, it's kind of meaningless.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Okay, do we have a motion on item 12? All
Yep.
Move approval.
right, we have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, passes unanimously. All right, now approval of 2025 TALFA dues. What are the TALFA dues?
This is the Texas organization that handles, here, let me pull it up, sorry. Annually, there is an invoice to participate in this. It's the Texas Housing Association, and it's Texas Association of Local Housing Finance Agencies, and it's a $2,960 invoice to participate. They do make the HFC aware of pending legislation that might be of importance and other things. So that's the main reason to participate.
Okay, well, I know she's not asking for this, so who from HFC wants this? And why do we want it?
And how many memberships does this include?
This, I believe that I don't have an answer as to how many memberships. I think it's a single membership for the HFC, but I'd have to double check. That's what I believe it is.
So all 5 of us could attend the conferences, the staff.
A member of the Housing Finance Corporation would be, I believe, eligible to attend.
Do they have conferences?
They do have an event, or I don't know.
Well, I
I've
just
never
made
been.
that up. I don't.
They do have an annual, and they have some updates that they put out, things like that.
So I realize in the grand scheme of life, $2,900 is not an exorbitant amount of money, but other than we've always done it, can someone tell me in this room why we should do this?
I'm sorry, I'm Patricia Ward, and I'm a former president of TALFA, and I represented y'all at the time.
And what do you do now? Just come watch these meetings, or are you here?
Yes,
Okay,
I enjoy
gotcha.
coming watching these.
All right.
I help tell people who they talk to with housing finance issues. I retired from the county in 2021, but They provide great legislative background, what's going on. And each one of y'all should get a copy of the legislative update that goes out. I've sent it to y'all a couple of times because I still get it as a former president. They have meetings once a year, and they have board meetings, and it's all over the state. And the membership is very technical and very smart, but they represent a lot of local governments. And I know that the four people sitting in front of me, they go to a lot of the meetings. And,
These four?
Mhm.
So when you say a lot of the meetings, I thought you said they had one meeting a year.
They do, that's annual meeting.
Is that the lot of the meetings you're talking about?
Well, they might have side meetings, come down and
Trainings.
talk.
Do y'all go to this?
I have not been in years, Mr. President,
Okay.
myself, but
All right, when's the last time you went?
It's been a couple of years.
Okay. You?
We go every year and.
Are you going to go whether Tarrant County does this or not?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Y'all do, if y'all
I'm
want
gonna-
to
I'm gonna
do it, I don't know why we would do this. We get an email that nobody reads about legislation, we can get that 100 different ways, and nobody from here goes to conference, so.
Well, I
Yeah,
think it sounds like it's Professional Education Association, Legislative Support Association for Counties. That's what it sounds like too. Or Housing Finance Corporations.
All right, so you've made a motion to approve, right?
Yes.
Morning, Judge.
Hi.
James McClendon, Tarrant County Community Development Director. Our staff attend these trainings also. They are training and they have these meetings. It educates us so we can advise you all on finance issues across the state,
Okay.
especially in our county.
How many times a year do you have people go?
Maybe a couple times, 2 or 3 times that there's training. They do trainings. And so we try to appear when the money is there, when the membership's paid.
Okay.
So you feel like there's value to the county?
Yes, I mean, there was an HFC issue that was going on just recently about HFCs going across the state. We were very informed by attending these meetings about what was good for us and what was not good for the county.
Are we talking about the thing where HFCs were buying apartment complexes and taking them off the tax rolls?
That would
the
be
one
an
we're talking
issue.
about?
That would be an issue, and where other counties could come in and do things in our county that we didn't know anything about. Those are legislative issues, and they protect us in the legislature. They speak for us in the legislature on those kind of issues.
Okay. All right, any other discussion up here? All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no more discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, passes unanimously. Thank you. Are you going to also speak on the community development request?
I wasn't, but I can.
Just give us 2 sentences here, or Ruth can, whichever.
I got this. What we found, and first of all, thank you for doing this in the past, but we try not to come too often until we use up the funds. But what this allows our staff to do, we help families get into housing. And so what we found that sometimes that's all we've done is put them into housing, and then we go there and we found out they're sleeping on the floor. And so the funding that you grant us allows us to give them furniture to start off.
And
Give
this,
them beds to put
and it's it's $7,500 is what you're asking for? Yeah, okay. All right.
And that tends to last us a number of years, so we don't blow it.
Okay.
Move
All right,
approval.
I'll second it. So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye also. All right, passes unanimously. And public comments. Do we even have people sign up for this? Can somebody do that? Or do I don't even
They
remember.
can speak. We don't usually have people sign up. but
Okay,
they
is
can-
there anybody here
if
that wants to
someone's
speak?
here they can.
Okay. Do we have any announcements or comments from our board or our attorneys or anyone else? Okay, with that, we are officially adjourned. Thank you.